I was thinking, it's appropriate that we say a few words. Yes, it's appropriate. But so much has been said, and I was thinking to myself, I was even going to talk to my elders here earlier and say, we just kind of keep saying the same thing. I mean, it is important, but so I was grappling with that. But a question was asked of me this morning by the reporter. He said, do you feel comfortable being the one singled out and being charged? And I for this first salmon ceremony, and I reminded him that Sid was also standing with me on this. And then I answered him. I said, yes, I feel good. Nobody wants to be in trouble with the law. I don't want to be going to court and everything. But I do believe it's important that we stand up for what is right, and I do think it's important that we stand up and push the envelope of our rights. And what are those rights? I think it's important, without trying to sound like a lawyer here, that remember that BC is a very unique situation, and I've always admired this fact. We natives in British Columbia never surrendered our land, or the pre-existing Aboriginal title and all the rights that go with that. It means that we are the governing power, even under the law that is represented in this court. If you go to England, they're under British common law, so is Canada. They will recognize, if we actually went in and argued in a British court tomorrow and brought forth everything and said to them, we were never legislated out of existence, we were never militarily defeated, we never sold our land, and your parliament told Douglas when he was Governor General of this place to buy us out. So who owns the land? And they would have to say, well, you still own it. Chilliwack and a few of the other chiefs, court cases like Belgamoon, have recognized that the people of British Columbia still own the land. They recognize that the rights that existed before they came still exist. And I think that includes fishing. I think that includes fishing. I don't mind being charged because I hope it's an opportunity to bring these forward. I see it as an opportunity. We say it all the time, but it seems to just get lost in the white noise. The judge said, you own this, you have jurisdiction, you have power, you have rights, and yet today we don't actually have it. It blows my mind that we can have all of these favorable decisions, and yet we still don't have the right to just go get one salmon. If we are truly the governors and masters of our territory, we should have the right to have one fish. So if I'm going to be charged, and it brings this case forward so we can argue it some more and say, what the hell is going on? I think that's important. I traveled with the wild salmon caravan for a couple of days, and I'm really proud to have done so. I learned something very important in that few short days. I learned that even though I argue that we as natives of BC, we are the true stewards of the land, even though I argue that we have pre-existing rights that trump fisheries and should, I realize that we are a village, and it's not just all about the native people, it's about all of us as humanity. It's a complex thing, but I've seen the wild caravan out there fighting to protect the environment, to protect the salmon, and along in that mix was a lot of non-native people. And I heard them singing native songs, and I recognized something about that. I said to myself, those people couldn't sing that song the way they do if their spirit wasn't connecting with that which they were doing. And I thought it was beautiful. I was proud to spend a couple days with them, because I realized that the same thing they're fighting for is the same thing that we are fighting for. I don't even know if fighting is the right word. I was standing up and saying simply, stop a minute. Is there no common sense in the world? We are the rightful owners of the land, and we wish to share and become fully working members with you all, but what part of cooperation don't you understand? We're trying to bring that forward. It's not just a court case about a salmon and the right to do something. It's a stand against all that is wrong in this society as we understand it, and that's the way I see it. The lawyer, newspaper man was asking me what it meant to me. And I told him it means that we're taking a stand, a very simple stand. And there's great leaders behind me who have done this for far longer than I, and I'm just proud to be here for a moment in time. I told him the other day that Robert Gladstone is not the issue, it is all of us. It is all of us. I'm just the little focus of it right now, I and Sid, but it's about the larger issues. It's about the larger issues, and for me, that is Aboriginal title, control of the land, jurisdiction, and all these other things. So I thank you all for being here. I thank the Wild Salmon Caravan people for teaching me some lessons, allowing me to travel with them, because we're all fighting for the same thing, to protect our earth, protect our society, to save the salmon, and hopefully save humanity in the process. They say in 40 years, some scientists say that the ocean is going to be a dead zone, and all of that's going to carry over. Everybody thinks that what happens in the ocean doesn't affect us, but once the ocean dies, the whole entire ecosystem of the planet starts to go, and so goes the ocean, so goes the people. We will all perish as well. So it's important that we, as Native people, carry this message. I'm proud of Eddie Gardner for, keeping this issue alive. Just a few words. I thank you all. We're supposed to have a lunch at the Chilliwack village around 11:30, and the court is very expeditious, so we're done very early. So those of you who wish to join us, we're supposed to have lunch around 11:30. I want to just thank you. Not too many words. Just saying thank you. Yapu Kasai.